cybersecurity is hard.
It
Um,
is.
you know, I thought IT and software development, like the egos were huge. Like security is like ridiculously hard. Everybody wants to they say like, oh, you can't do that, or they just want to like poke holes in everything instead of, do we actually solve this problem? Yes. Can there be a iteration where we can solve it a little bit better? Maybe. No, nothing's perfect all the time. That's why we're taking feedback. But yeah, it is hard, man. Um, the reason why is uh, we took a stab at solving this from a software engineering or software engineer's perspective. And the software engineer's perspective, if you look back at DevOps and Agile Manifesto, is applying lean type of thinking and providing the most amount of business value with the least amount of waste. And so, if security is going to align to software development, you have to have that mantra. You have to think in that way. And so, from our perspective, and we want to enable software startups, like high growth companies, to be able to compete. And so, what that means is like doing all these things in one platform and not selling, hey, you have to buy this one tool and it's going to eat up all of your security budget. Well, why can't we offer more for less the cost, but then enable software startups to not adopt an enterprise strategy where they have to buy the big expensive tools like that
Right.
why are you bringing that to a startup culture? And so we thought about, hey, if we're going to enable engineers, let's think like engineers. Let's provide a lot of business value for the least amount of cost, least amount of waste, and enable developers to get better, right? And
Yep.
developers always like to get better, and they like to showcase their expertise. And that was the kind of the initial why.
Yep.
And at my previous company, like we started automating, we started doing all these things, and it was realistically a problem we were solving for ourselves. And then our clients were like, "You guys should probably turn this out and build a product company from it." So we did. There was a little hiccup earlier on that where I took a step back and I was a little bit scared to take it
Mm.
and turn it into another company. And the other why is a personal story of mine, and it's about my daughter. Using a medical device, and she's a type 1 diabetic. We
Okay.
use continuous glucose monitoring for her blood sugars. It changed our lives. We trusted it. Overnight one night, it did not alarm us the entire night. No notification. She was a 47 blood sugar, and if you know
That's
diabetes,
low.
that's a
That's low.
that's very low. She could have
Yep.
gone unconscious. She could have got seizures. She could have actually died. Like there's well known statistics around diabetics dying in their sleep. And so
Yeah.
um, I did a little research, and it's a thing called code rot or software decay. And if you deploy something out to the iPhone or the a mobile device, and you're not maintaining that, and the OS continuously updates over a 2-year period, which is what happened, um, things start to break. And
Right.
the things that started to break actually was life threatening, right? And so that was a very, very scary thing. And that was my first aha, even being in software for almost 10 years at that point, that this can actually impact somebody's life or the
Yep.
business's life cycle. It can impact anybody and anything anywhere because of crappy code.